Hi everyone, how are you? I'm going to talk today about planners, one of my favorite things. um, and I'm not kidding, I've always liked planners. So, the end of the year is coming, and I think a lot of us are thinking about what planner we want to use next year. I know I am. So, what I thought I would do is share a few of my planners with you, the three that I've used the past 3 years. I'm going to do a flip through and a little review of each, and maybe it'll help you decide what you might be looking for in your planner to help you through 2020. It's coming. So I'm just going to jump right in. Uh, the first one I'm going to talk about is the Wee Moon. I've used this one many, many times. It's really beautiful. It's full of art. I actually end up cutting out a lot of the pages afterward because I like to reuse the art for collages. But it's just full. I mean, almost every page, if not every page, has art, prose, poetry. So it's really uh, inspiring. It really helps you be in line with the seasons. This is a very woman-centered book done by a group of women. I think they're here in California. I'm not sure, but goddess-oriented book. There's a guest astrologer every year that does a synopsis of every sign for the whole year. This year in 2017, it was Chani Nicholas, who I really like. So you've got your yearly calendar here in the beginning, so you can see the whole year layout. And then there's some information in the front, how to use this book. There's a legend on what all the glyphs mean. Very astrologically oriented. Talks about the transits, the sun and the moon transits through every sign. So yeah, there's really very astrologically oriented, this one. You'd think that would help me learn astrology, but so far, not so much. So this is what the daily, or the weekly, I should say, layout is like. You get a little section for each day, and it shows you the moon phase and other aspects, which is why you need the legend, because otherwise, unless you know astrology, this just looks like Greek. So, the sections aren't very big, so that's, I guess, my main reason that I've stopped using this one is that I just need more space for writing and making lists and appointments and things. If you don't need that much space, this is a great choice. It's spiral bound, it's super easy and portable to use. In the back, you do have monthly calendar layouts, which show the moon phases as well, but you could also write in there, you know, if you had appointments and stuff and you wanted to keep track of your calendars that way. I personally like it when the monthly calendar is there within the context of the month, but it's there, so you could use it all the same. Okay, so, and they do credit all of the artists in the back and give you some information, so if there was some art that you really loved and you wanted to find out more about that artist, it's right there in the book. So I think that about covers it for this one. Just really lots of tantalizing bits of art and poetry and so on. The next one, which I used in 2018, is the Rituals for Living Dreambook and Planner by Dragon Tree. I believe they're located in Portland. I really, really love this. And these mandalas are throughout the book. It's really scrumptious. It's got a really yummy quality to it. This one is definitely dream and goal oriented. The beginning is all about, discovering your values and your gifts and, your purpose and all that. I ended up gluing some of the pages together, because I was going to turn this into an art journal. But it goes through all these different things about community, physical wellness, spiritual and psychological wellness, your creative wellness, all that stuff. And it asks questions so you can kind of get clear with yourself on what your values are and then orient your goals around your values. And then they give you an opportunity to write your goals for 1 year, 3 years, 10 years, and lifetime. I thought doodling was more interesting than writing goals for 3 years, apparently. And then it gives you another opportunity to write your goals and to break them down. So you've kind of brainstormed your goals, and now you've got 3 clear ideas, and then you can mark those out again in 1 year, 3 year, 10 year, and lifetime increments. I didn't get so far with that. The actual planner itself is broken into quarters. So at the beginning, you've got a quarter breakout, and you can list all of your projects that you want to accomplish that quarter. And then you can further break that out into months. So in January, I want to accomplish this project, this project, this project, this project, and here are my notes. Was not very diligent about this. And then it gives you a monthly calendar. So I think you can choose to have the months and the days printed in, or you can choose to have it be blank. I like the blank. I like the freedom of that in case I miss a month or I get started late or whatever. But I think you can choose to have it printed in for you. And I know they've made updates to this book and changes since 2018. So check in with these folks, Dragon Tree, and see what they're up to. So then you've got the next month, calendar, next month, calendar. Oh, hey, I used that one. Good for me. So this is what your typical weekly page looks like. Each day of the week has a column, and then the weekends get, half a column. The columns are oriented by time, so it's more appointment oriented. And then you can have a focus for the week. I'm going to hold this over here. You've got a focus for the week. You've got these little sections where they encourage you or challenge you to do something. Like this one was about sleep, optimizing for good sleep. Another week is about trying not to buy plastics or good plastic water bottles and things in plastics that week. Another one is about really refining your sacred space. So lots of little weekly tips there, and then you've got goals for the week, tasks for the week, and then at the bottom of every day there's this little section where you can write in what you're grateful for. And then at the end There's all these little suggestions on what you might want to try that week. Maybe you want to have some family time, or dance, or journal, or meditate, or sing, or, so there's just little suggestions for like things you can try that week. And then this is just an area to write. I will say that I've found all of these boxes and lines very restrictive, and again, not enough space. But it's a good book. If you like all that organization and goal planning, there's some blank pages in the back. There's a section to reflect on the year, and the back page has a pocket for your ephemera and whatnot. So, yeah, it's a nice book. Yeah, Dragon Tree. Check them out. The last one I'm going to talk about is the one I used this year, which is the Witch's Planner. She offers, I think she's in the UK, she offers a few different options. You can either order just the insert from her printed out, and she'll send you the printed insert, which is what I did. You can order just the downloadable files and print them yourself. She also does have a binder, a 6-ring black pleather binder that says the Witch's Planner, very tastefully on the front. I opted to make my own binder. This is just an old journal, which happened to be the right size. This is a typical A5 size, which I prefer. I took out the insides of the journal, and I just ripped the spine, and then I took some rubber cording, I punched some holes, and just tied it with rubber cording. And that's been extremely durable. I've been very pleased with it. I can open it flat, I can fold it back on itself, so it's been pretty handy for me. So this planner is definitely more witch oriented. Here you have the moon, love the moon. And every month starts with a quote of some sort. And then what I like about this one is that you have this page for the week ahead. Every single week there's this page that has your goals, positive thoughts, budget, notes, and main focus. I really like the goals section. That's really helpful for me to figure out what my priorities are for the week. I didn't really use these sections so much, the positive thoughts or the budget or the notes. I tend to just write. Blank paper is really what I need, people. But I can see how this would be helpful, and it is nice. Once in a while I did use it. The typical, the standard layout is this. So you get a half page for every day of the week. And again, it's organized into, it says Dear Journal, reminders, to do, and then today I'm happy because. Again, I didn't really do all that. I'm a big journaler, so I need way more space for journaling than this. I typically just made lists and used the page however I want, but it was easy to do because these boxes and these letters are pretty easy to ignore. That said, if you want to use them, you can. They're there. What I also think is cool is there's a little circle on every page. I took that to be the moon, and I went ahead and drew the moon phases. Sometimes there's a week where I was on it with drawing the moon phase. What I will say about this book, the calendar, so here's the calendar for the year in the back, and it shows the quarter moons. It doesn't show every cycle like We Moon does. And then it has this Wheel of the Year, astrological Wheel of the Year, and it has lots of goodies in the back, actually. space for writing about your rituals, your crystals, your herbs. There's not ever an actual calendar, layout, like calendar, which I miss. I really like seeing that in the book that I'm using every month. So this doesn't have that, so something to be aware of. There's a brief history of witchcraft in the back, which I thought was cool. And there's a quote at the beginning of every month. I think I already said that. Anyway, I guess I like the quotes. So the last thing I want to show you, which I think is cool, is that there is a page dedicated to every quarter and cross-quarter holiday. So Imbolc, Samhain, the solstices, they all get a page where you can write, it says ritual plan, altar ideas, and notes. I had a lot going on in Imbolc, so I kind of just wrote and wrote and wrote for days, more journal style. So yeah, that's the Witch's Planner. Again, she's in the UK, I believe. You can find all these folks on Instagram. That's the main way I find things. I am not using any of these planners myself in 2020. I've decided to use one that I've never used before. I'm not going to say what that is, but when I get it, I'm going to, I think, do a flip through video of it, and we can see it together for the first time. So, that's all. I hope this was helpful, and please do feel free to ask questions or anything in comments if you have any. All right, cheers. Have a good day.